You are only one flick of the finger away from missing this very important message that I know you don't want to stop to listen to now, but you heard that there may be something here for you based on someone saying, hey, you got to hear this message. My name is Michael Grady, and I've been getting a lot of messages, emails and comments and telegrams and things because I've become a go-to person on how to help people feel better and get through their blocks, emotionally, relationship, money blocks, stress, and all kinds of things. And so I'm putting this video out to those of you who are looking to help make yourself work emotionally, get through emotional blocks, get your mental energy under control. Doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, they come to me to learn how to do this stuff. My journey started as a stage hypnotist and learning the mind to be able to create real ridiculous results. And since then, I've been practicing and finding amazing ways to help people find relief in the fastest, easiest, and most effective ways. And so allow this message to be your sign for something you've been searching for that is finally going to help you get relief. Because I'm going to be doing another 5-day challenge event coming up November 27th. And this is your chance to learn where you don't have to go and get a bunch of certifications from a lot of different modalities and spend, $20,000, $30,000 in trainings and beyond. So you're not going to have to spend the time to do that when I can just extract the best stuff for you to give you the best results now. And you're going to go through some little training here. I'm going to actually share some very important information to help you feel better just in this video here as we talk about the event we're going to have coming up soon. Like, for example, the secrets are right in front of our faces, like with this principle here, what is an emotion? Oh, Michael, it's a thing I feel. Okay, yeah, well, okay, good. Well, what is it really, right? An emotion, and I put a little hyphen in between the E and the M. I capitalize them to kind of give a hint here. Emotion, the thing we feel, the experience we have, the mood, it's energy in motion. Energy in motion. If you feel anger, you feel a lot of energy in motion in a certain area of your body, right? If you feel happiness and joy and love and laughter, you feel a different type of energy in motion, right? If you feel sadness, well, maybe it's a lack of energy in motion, right? And so let's just look at this depiction right here to show you guys energy in motion, right? Look at this. Look at the first one with the anger. Notice how there's a lot of energy in motion through the arms and the head and the chest, but then it stops. But then the rest of the body, there's really not much energy in motion that's sensed, right? And here's the secret to feeling better and getting through energy blocks, energy and motion blocks, emotion blocks, blocks of feeling good, is there is a blockage of energy flow in the body preventing you from feeling good, because feeling good is energy flowing your body without restriction. Right? This is very basic and fundamental, but this is where the secret is. So if you can figure out how to remove the blockage, like when you're angry, if you got rid of the blockage that's in the liver or the stomach in that area, and then allows the energy to flow, you no longer feel the emotional pain and the rage and the anger, and all of a sudden, that bit of energy that's been restricting you from feeling your normal self is finally released, and you feel like happiness right there on the top and the middle, right? And you see there's lots of energy flow through the entire body as an example, right? And so coming up November 27th, we're going to be doing another 5-day challenge. Some of you have had interest to show up, and some of you made it, some of you didn't. And this time we're actually going to be sharing some different information as you got to learn before. And so what can you get out of this? And we have a couple examples of people who've gone through some of my trainings and some of my workshops, and they got to see some real results in their life. Like Nick. He's like, man, you got a gift, which is actually not true. I just spent a lot of time to figure this stuff out, and I've had my own blocks and issues in my life to have the opportunity to learn this stuff. So it's actually, I'm not gifted. I just spent a lot of time to study it. He feels better and so forth. But the real result that you're all looking for is he was able to get his business to go from $1,300 a month while he's a student and working a normal job to go to $13,000 a month in just 6 weeks after working with me, and attributes some of that success to the releases that we were able to do. And it's not just good for him. It's good for him and his family, right? Very simple things that you're able to do once you're working on a specific area, and you just spend the time to finally sit down and do it so you can be more effective in your life and get better results, right? For example, my friend Rick came on the one of our trainings recently, and he was dealing with something, a PTSD kind of thing, which is very relatable to a lot of you because you may have certain fears, or with speaking in public, or working with individuals, or being with certain people, or taking the next step in your business, or athletically, or having triggers when you're with your family and being overreactive in things. It's all very related, and it can all work in the same kind of way. Listen to his short little clip here and how amazing it is, where he just came to the free training. He used what he learned there, and this is what happened.
I was in the Swedish military back when I was living in Sweden, and we did a lot of trainings against helicopters. And my job was a gunner on a combat boat. So my job was protecting the platoon from deck. So we trained against helicopters all the time, and we were never in war. It was combat training all the time, but never in war. And I had this program. As soon as I hear a helicopter, I freaked out. I just froze up, and I was looking for where it came from. And this came with me the whole time. I hated it. I hated hearing helicopters.
And you're living in LA.
Yeah. And sometimes over here, they have really heavy military helicopters flying over, and I froze up right away. And it was like, I don't like this. I know it's nothing to worry about. And I was sitting in my chair in my bedroom and reading, and a helicopter came, and I froze up. And then I just remembered the technique. I did the tapping technique a few times. A few minutes later, another helicopter came. I never felt it again. And I felt that release as I did it the first time, right there.
So we felt the release very shortly after. So why is there a birthday cake on the screen here? Because the last challenge I did, I showed you guys a very intricate and specific tapping technique procedure that's incredibly effective. A little complicated though. I shared a lot of information on that previous workshop. This workshop, I'm going to show you some of that as well as a different technique. And it's based around the birthday cake method. Now, again, how do we feel better? We remove energy blocks, okay? And so think about this. When you take a deep breath in, you hold it at the top. It allows you to think clearly and only focus on one thing instead of having active scattered thinking. And so that's actually a method I also use in my practice and have taught my students that creates amazing results super freaking fast. So you take a deep breath in with a specific focus, you exhale, you hold it, you have the focus, and when you exhale, you blow out the resistance, and it actually works, which is why we've been doing it for hundreds of years with the birthday cake. And you don't even know that it's actually a manifestation technique to help you get what you're focusing on. I mean, why else would you do it? This is not just a playing around kind of thing. It's an actual real technique, but there's specifics to make it work right. And I know this because I've been able to go through a scientific hypnosis program, and they actually hooked up EEG machines, these same exact ones, on our heads. And I was actually put in the front of the class hypnotizing one of the fellow students. And he had one on his head, I had one on my head. And we noticed when I gave specific hypnotic commands, my brain waves would drop, very similar to this, except I wasn't relaxed and dropped down in the seat, right? We see the difference here. The same thing happens when you take a deep breath in and hold it. Try it right now. It gives you space to have access to your subconscious mind, okay? Now, you can take deep breaths and exhale and relax, all you want, but you got to navigate through it properly to actually get results, right? And so here's a fundamental part of this, right? This is like a diagram of your mind. Most of your mind is subconscious, where all your programs are, your beliefs, your memories, your unconscious activities of your body. Like right now, you're not conscious of the bottom of your feet, but now you are because I said it, right? But what about the rest of your body, right? There's a lot of unconscious things going on. Anyhow, this is the key, as I'm sure you all can agree, to being able to feel better and unlock ourselves. And if you can change unconscious, subconscious information, then you'll have different patterns and feel better and feel different. Well, feel better if you can do it right. Okay? The small amount is the conscious mind, which is what you're aware of right now. But the part we want to really be able to take control of is that middle part right there called the critical factor. And by taking that deep breath in, allows you to have information exchange in the subconscious. Okay? So this is like a quick hypnotic moment. And I want to teach you how to do this. It can be very profound because when you do this, you can have a result like what Minda did when she came to one of my workshops and I taught her how to use this, and listen to what happened.
When I worked with Michael, you wouldn't believe it. I kept winning when I was playing the machines. I was gambling. I started breathing it out. And all of a sudden, my machines were just hitting and hitting.
Tell you what she breathed out.
I started breathing out all that anxiety I had. My frequency was so high. And man, my $100 bill just went up. I think I came home with over $3,000.
So if you're able to breathe out the stress, the anxiety, the disbelief, the doubt, when you notice it, when you feel it, when you can detect it, then when you go through your life, you get better results. Why? Because you're thinking in the correct way that allows you to be dialed in to be doing the right thing. And then when you transmit in the right frequency via law of attraction, you create better things in your life, better circumstances, situations, events, and people in your life, right? And then, you go to the casino and you're doing this right. You actually come out where you're using the slot machines, you actually win, right? You go out into life and you can actually win. The key is getting rid of the blocks that's preventing your energy from flowing and disrupting your flow, right? I know a lot of you understand that there's a law of attraction kind of thing and there's a mind over matter kind of principle, but it only works if you stay focused on it, right? If your mood is shifting from this to that, to this to that, that's why law of attraction doesn't work, because you need to have the continual focus on the thing you want until it actually pulls in. But you can't have that happen if you keep getting pushed around by being stressed and triggered and all these things. And so allow me to spend the 5 days with you so I can show you how to do this stuff and actually create real results, right? I mean, another one. Jim came and worked with me. He's been one of my students, and he's used this method, and he was able to lose 45 pounds. He's able to help his son in his swimming competition to go from having a not doing well and feeling like he's hitting a brick wall into actually placing high within his competitions, and so many more things. Right, and I could play this testimonial reel with more people saying
it's really uplifting and just completely lifted me.
That's all healing is what you just did. You know what you're doing, and it's amazing. So thank you.
The best way to put it is you're dissolving the past and allowing me to move forward in a.
That's a good way to put it. And this is the method here. And I call it the ICU method. It's funny, I put the little spin on it like, well, if you don't use this, eventually you'll be put in the ICU because you're not feeling good. But most of you won't end up there. But this is what it means. And this is how you get results, is through the ICU. First, you need to be able to identify what you're working on. What's the subconscious pattern? What's the Freudian slip, for example? That is the program, the mental program that's playing in your mind over and over again that's having you do the self-sabotage, right? Once you can identify it, I'm going to show you methods on how to do that, then you can actually work on it. How do you work on it? You clear it. You can use the birthday cake method. You can use the tapping. You can use, there's tons of techniques we use, right? And I'm going to show you various ones that where you come on, you're going to learn them and be able to use them. But it doesn't stop there, because what's the you part? You need to be able to not just clear, but you need to be able to go towards what you want and where you're going. Unleashing yourself, unleashing the energy, right? Allowing yourself to grow and expand towards what you want. That's, even in a lot of cases, even more important than clearing. But it's funny because it's, to get to the unleash, you're actually clearing to have the positive anyways. And if we didn't go through so much trauma, we weren't in this crazy world, this kind of thing wouldn't even be needed. But this is how you get your world back, because we are in this crazy, stressful world that we go into school and basically get programmed to be a working slave. And through school, they have deactivated your power. You've gone through over 12 years of being conditioned to sit and listen, and they've taken you out of they've taken your soul out of your body. They've conditioned you to not live the way you should, and the way you want to, and the way you would naturally. And so you've got to do something if you want to feel better and do more. You got to figure out real ways to get rid of the blocks, right? So many people have a speaking fear, because they've been in school and they've been ridiculed when they go stand in front of the class and they're made fun of, right? And it's like one of the top fears ever. Now, if you were in a supportive environment and a loving environment, and you weren't like a jail school kind of thing, maybe you would be totally expanded and unleashed at this point in your life, and you wouldn't have any of these issues. But that's not the case for most people, right? And so I have been training and helping individuals in the hundreds get past their blocks and have amazing results. Like I said, psychologists, doctors, psychiatrists, they come to me looking for information, right? When I went on the Alex Jones show and I had an hour segment, I was interviewed by a psychiatrist asking me about how is the news and the media and the schools programming people. But the more important question they should be asking us is the solution side, is how do you deprogram the blocks that enable you to be who you really want to be, right? And this is the ticket here. And so I encourage you to come join us. There's a link in the description or in the comment below in this video that will show you, and you can see some other success videos that we've had. So you can come and register and join us for this next event. And join the community of people that are on this journey as well. And some of this is unbelievable because you haven't seen other people have the successes. But when you come and you bring your challenges, and I can do some demonstrations and some, you can be an example of an issue that you have. I will work with you if we have the time and the space, and depending upon how many people there are and everything. I will help you get through your anxiety, your fear, your money blocks, right? We have the holidays coming up. A lot of people are stressed about money and buying presents or being around family members they don't want to see, right? allow me to show you how you can clear the triggers you have with a person. And then you can be around with them and it doesn't affect you anymore because, okay, they are who they are and you're fine with it because you feel fine. There's so many things you can work on. And so I want you to come with your biggest challenges. And I want you to say, help me with this and this and this. One at a time, of course, but help me with this issue, please, Michael. And I can call you up and give you relief and show you what this is like and then give you the method. So I'll allow you, I'm not going to read the website for you. I'll allow you to go to the website so you can find out what you're going to learn and what you're going to go through. So this is a 5-day training. This should cost you at least $3,000. But I'm going to give it to you for free because I know a lot of you need the relief. And I want you to experience it. So this is your chance. We're going to start soon. My name is Michael Grady, and I'll see you there.